the Democratic senator from Montana, Max Baucus. We are receiving word is going to retire. We want to go to Chief Washington correspondent Peter Cook joining us from the Hill with details. Also the head of the Senate Finance Committee, Peter.
Yeah, this is a very big announcement, not only politically what it means for control of the U.S. Senate going forward, but also in terms of policy over the next 2 years. Max Baucus is a critical player on both taxes and entitlements. As the chairman of the Senate Finance Committee, that makes him a critical player in all of the budget talks going on so far. And the announcement that we're getting here, word that he is planning to retire, will not seek re-election in 2014, is a very, very big deal, and one that will get a lot of attention within the business community. He faced a tough re-election fight in his home state of Montana. He's been in the Senate since 1978, but everything pointed to a very difficult run for Max Baucus in Montana, in large measure because it's a very Republican state these days, a very red state. Any Democrat will have a hard time running in Montana, and the sense is that perhaps he saw that outlook in Montana, decided not to seek re-election. And he is not alone. He becomes the 6th Democrat to announce he will not run for re-election in 2014. Some very powerful members of the U.S. Senate deciding to step aside, Max Baucus being one of them. But I cannot overstate the importance of his role going forward in terms of taxes and entitlements in the budget battle going forward, and how he might be freed up now that he's not running for re-election to cast some votes that he otherwise might not. So that's what's important here.
Peter, given what we saw play out in November, Jon Tester, another Democrat, narrowly winning in Montana, one of the closest fought, most expensive, shockingly, Senate races in the country. Will the Democratic Party need to perhaps consider the second seat in Montana, Max Baucus' seat, a lost seat going forward, given that Montana is, at least there's a lot of Republican support there?
Well, the name that's going to get attention right away in terms of a Democrat running for this seat is the governor, Brian Schweitzer, who is popular, who has shown he can win in Montana. So Democrats are not willing to concede Montana altogether. And as you point out, they already have a sitting Democratic senator who did win in the last go-round. But it is going to be a tough seat for Democrats to hold on to. And again, what's important here, Eric, really for folks in Washington who are calculating strategy going forward, how does this free up Max Baucus in terms of his votes going forward? He's cast some tough votes against the president in recent days, and this may free him up to some extent. That'll be what some will question.